Well, Internet. I'm the Rifter, and this is my nightmare. I'll tell you what, if any of you are wondering, my beehole is just fine now. That stuff wasn't that hot that day when I ate it. I mean, it was, because it burned my mouth. But the next day is when I actually paid for it. You know, my beehole and my insides were burning. So, I just got to talk about it. Simple math again. First of all, Mr. Davis, I think you'll agree with me. If you're mad and you just want to fight with somebody, don't call a business and fight with the person on the phone. Just because you want to fight, it doesn't help anybody. It just makes you may love it, but the person on the other end of the line, they probably have better things to do. Especially when it's just basic math that you're not understanding. Let's say somebody gives you an estimate for a service, and this service costs $150, but then you have to drive so far, so there's an extra $50 involved. But you're also getting a discount of $25. So if somebody can do the math on that for me and tell me exactly how much you would owe. We're not talking tax. I'm not even bringing tax into it because for some reason I think that would complicate too much. I think it would just be too complicated for some people. I'm talking about simple basic math. So by my calculations, $150 plus another $50 minus $25 would be $175. There's no reason to argue for, let's say, 20 minutes, but it seemed like 30 or 40, I guess, on simple math. I don't get it, peeps. This is basic 4th grade math. And I know it's 4th grade math because there was a point in time, and kind of a shame to admit it, but from 4th grade to 5th grade, which my parents getting divorced may have had something to do with it, I forgot how to borrow. Like, you know, when you have, like, let's say 10 minus 9, when you're actually working it out, borrowing from the 1. For some reason, I forgot how to do that during the summer of between my 4th and 5th grade year. Don't know why, but that was 4th grade, okay? I'm well aware of how to do it now. I'm fairly decent at maths. Yeah, just don't call someone when you're just ready to fight. Unless it's specifically some person you just don't like and you want to fight with them and they want to fight back. But don't call a place of business and just fight with them. You'd be very surprised at how far being nice gets you. And just so you know, today's video is not brought to you by Coca-Cola Zero. It's just not. So it really depends on how well today goes, which it's probably not going to go well. I just have this feeling that it's just going to be a bad day. I have that about every day, though. It's just going to be a terrible day. Recently got a friend of mine hooked on Final Space. Coincidentally, his name is Gary, too, just like the main character in Final Space. If you have not seen Final Space, I highly recommend the show. Just like the show The Sinner on USA, I believe Final Space comes on Adult Swim. There is another show. Let's see, what am I watching? I'm watching Glow, The Sinner, Final Space, Mindhunter. That's a Netflix one. Really good show. Glow is Netflix. If you haven't seen that, you kind of have to get past the first episode, or like at least to the end of the first episode on Glow. Really decent series. Orange is the New Black. I finished that up. It was okay. I know it was a true story or based on a true story. Tell you what, look up The Real Piper and Voss. So they nailed Piper pretty good. That didn't sound right, but I think you get what I mean. Like the way she looks. But Voss, I think they took some creative, what do you call it? I think they took some creative freedom with, I don't know, sexying her up. I don't know, the real Alex Voss does not look like the one in the show. I'll put it that way. And if you haven't looked it up, just Google it. You will not be disappointed. What are you doing, buddy? Go. I know you're driving a Lincoln MKZ, but that doesn't mean that you can just sit there at a traffic light. So yeah, doing a morning show today, depending on how crappy the day is. Maybe doing an evening show too. I don't know. It really depends on how many people can't do math today, I guess. And I understand that everyone's different. it's all the experience, and if you're not getting something, that's why when you buy something, it's usually laid out in an invoice form, so you know what you're paying for. Just read it. Anyway, oh, by the way, 113 of you guys now. I'm fairly impressed by that. The crowd in front of my soapbox is growing. I'm sure everybody has seen in the news lately about all these shootings that are going on. It goes back to what I said about being decent human beings. If you're having a rough time in life, you need help. Counselor or something. Friend. If you don't have any friends, I don't know. I come from a place of not having a lot of friends, which I like the friends that I do have. It's a very small group, but we get along really well. Most of them are at work. Some of them I hang out with outside of work. But man, just get the help you need. Don't take it out on other people and take away their family members. And you're going to go into one of these places, and if you don't get arrested and put in jail, somebody's going to be carrying a weapon, and they're going to be a much better marksman than you. And you won't go home to see your family, or you won't be able to see your family from prison. Either way, it's going to be bad. So I will put a link in the description below and a phone number. You suffer from depression, or maybe if you're having some bad thoughts. I've got no comforting words, because life, as George Carlin said, life is a zero-sum game. It doesn't owe you anything, whether you think it does or not. Nobody owes you anything. You have to work for what you get. Well, here we are again so soon. It's still my nightmare. It is currently my nightmare. Not a thing has changed. Something that really irritates me, pushing in your chairs whenever you get up. So, I know we live in a society full of savages, but you would think people that were raised in a halfway decent household, you'd think their parents would have taught them to push in their chairs when they were done with them. But that doesn't seem to be the case. It seems to be that people just get up and walk away. And I know that's something small, but it's like, you know, I don't come to your house, buy something from you, and then just the crap on your lawn. I don't do that. I probably should start doing that. That'd be pretty amazing. That would be pretty impressive. I think I figured out a way to do my mount. I don't have it with me, but I think I found a way to actually mount this so it doesn't go all stupid on me. I think. But I will find out. Maybe I will try it out tomorrow. I don't know. But I'm sick of this wobbly, shaky cam crap. I don't know. It seems like something so simple, just to push in your chair. Just so someone else doesn't constantly have to do it. There is a huge, and I mean, this has been in the news before, and I hate using the new buzzwords that people use, and they're not really buzzwords. That they are what they are. I mean, it's the English language. I just hate jumping on bandwagons for buzzwords like entitled. There's a giant group of people, and it is getting worse. And they are entitled people. Well, actually, I really would love to change that language, because I don't like calling them entitled people. So what we're going to do is we're going to change that language right now. I seriously doubt that it will stick, but I'm going to try my damnedest to make it stick. We're going to call them falsely entitled people. There's a giant culture of falsely entitled people. Falsely entitled people are people who think they are entitled, but they actually are not entitled to something just because they have a loud voice. That's the only reason they think they're entitled to anything. False entitlement. There we go. That is better. Falsely entitled. If you are a falsely entitled person, you suck. Just get away from the general public. And that's the problem, because there's so many falsely entitled people that if they got away from the general public, it would just be a giant community of falsely entitled people living together, because most of the people out there are just falsely entitled. They just think that they deserve something just because they're them. Me, I deserve nothing. I work for what I have. Granted, I am cocky, but I am cocky for a reason. So I'm usually not screwing things up. Usually. But I am not falsely entitled. Now, if I am entitled to something, I'm entitled to it, because that's the meaning of the word. Look it up. It means you get it because you're entitled to it. But people that think because they buy a house from somebody, they think they're entitled to, like, okay, you get with a guy who builds houses and he builds you a house, and you think that you are entitled to, I don't know, new appliances. You don't have to pay for them. You're like, well, you need to throw these appliances in for free. No, that's not how it works, brah. There's no such thing. Like, you've heard the phrase, there's no such thing as a free lunch. They're not kidding. There really is no such thing as a free lunch. Somebody's paying for it. And that's the whole point of that meeting. That's the whole point of that saying, is there's no such thing as a free lunch, because somebody is paying for it. Regardless of whether you paid for it, somebody put their hard-earned money into that meal. Everything costs something. And I know you think, oh, well, a friendly ear doesn't cost anything. Yes, it does. A friendly ear does cost something. It costs you your time. Now, those people may need help, and that's fine. You can listen to them, be a friend. But I'm talking about the jerks that waste your time. This wasn't a falsely entitled person, but today I asked someone trying to figure out, you know, when can I get this delivered to my house? Well, where do you live? From there it went to a 30 to 40 second description of how they're moving from out of state to a new house that they bought. Never told me where they lived. Awkward pause. So do you live in town or out of town? Like, oh, yeah. Just listen to people. I know you're excited. Just listen. There is so much wasted time. And that's that whole, and I know I've brought it up before because I told you guys to watch it. I hope you guys actually watched The Time You Have Left in Jelly Beans. That's what the video is called, by Zay Frank 1. The Time You Have Left in Jelly Beans. And it wasn't 6 minutes long. I'm sorry, soft mech. It was 2 minutes and 45 seconds. Anyway, time's the one thing you do not get back. So time is the most expensive asset you have. Time is one of those things that is why you are paid per hour or salary. Salary people have it really bad, especially if the company you work for owns you, because and you say, oh, they don't own you. Yeah, they do. If your salary, you can pretty much be called in whenever. Now, there are labor laws at how much they can make you work, but it's just like the Army. I mean, you're really only required to get 4 hours of sleep a night. They can pretty much make you work more than that. Now, I don't know how the Army's regulations have changed since I was in, but, you know, it's like everyone's gotten softer in the Army, so I'm just going to say they probably have changed. But that is why you get paid per hour, because people say their time is valuable to them and they're worth more than you. I don't really buy that. I'm not worth more than anybody else. And again, I may be better at negotiating how much I'm worth, but I'm not worth more than anybody else. And you say, well, maybe you are. Maybe you don't make as many mistakes, or maybe you don't. That would add value. But as a person, just a human being, a warm body, no. Actually, I don't know if that's true. There are some people who are worth more than others on a skill level, which, I mean, most jobs, that is your skill level, but I'm talking about on a just being a human being, I guess. It's very confusing. I can't really explain that one. There's your skill level, which can make you worth so much, but your worth as a human being, we'll call it that. Your worth as a human being, unless you're some kind of child molester, rapist, or murderer, you're probably equally worth the same amount. Those other ones, anyway. But yeah, anyway, That's the whole point, that you get paid by the hour, because you can't get that back. So when you're not getting paid for your time, make sure you use it wisely, I guess. So yeah, actually, no, I do know where I was going with that. Don't waste other people's time with stupid crap. Like, I don't know. If somebody asks you a question, listen to what they're asking you, because you're not only wasting part of your life, you're also wasting part of theirs. I get so angry that I can't remember the original point I was trying to make, and that's why this show is so terrible. I really wanted to upgrade my camera that I used to do these vlogs with, but I can't bring myself to do it. I mean, I've got like enough on credit, but it's like, I just got better things to spend my money on, I guess. Not that you guys aren't important, but seriously, I got to take care of myself and my family first, or I can't make these wonderful videos for you, my gentle flowers. But anyway, I think I had more to rant about, but I kind of forgot while I was trying to make the connection with A and B in my head about the whole what you're worth. Anyway, if you like this channel and you like my videos, give me the old like button, because that lets me know that you actually like what you're watching. If you are new to the channel, please subscribe. Why not? It's only time. Haha, see what I did there? I tied that crap in. So stupid. Anyway, use your time wisely. Like, share, and subscribe. I will see you guys in the next video. And I will try to mount... God, that's terrible. I will try to mount this camera a little bit better. Maybe steadier. Better angle. But anyway, I'm the Rifter. Like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. Bye.